years ago, I sat on your side. We were the class of 2000. For our entire youth, we were a destined group of kids. Kids that would close out the 20th century. We would be a generation of youth commencing our adult lives in the 21st century, a new beginning. I remember well the feeling of being special, of having a unique destiny. When I started my journey at Okoboji schools in the 1980s, the use of one tool of communication, the telephone, could be a perilous undertaking. A telephone conversation could lead you to being tangled in the coiled cable. One could trip and fall over the cord. The cord itself could be pulled clean out of the box it was tethered. That box was fixed to a wall and limited to one location. This doesn't even consider the content of the conversation and its limitation, due to the fixed location. I notice none of you kids are laughing, but every one of us. Little could we have known that soon the telephone would be wireless, and conversations that once were forced by design to stay tethered, tangled, and unruly would within little over a generation become an iPhone, connected to a universal network, untethered, sleek in design, mobile, and capable of myriad magical functions. Your journey has known nothing of an actual tethered, coiled telephone. You, the class of 2022, are humans that know only high-speed internet and the vast array of interconnected devices that make up the digital world. So much has changed, yet so little. We, as a community of humans, are as tethered, tangled, confused, and unruly as we've ever been. As we celebrate your great achievement today, we look to you as emerging leaders in our world. You inherit a world in desperate need of mature leadership. I believe your connected life, a life that knows only the digitized world, sets you up to guide us well into the future. Those of us entangled in the nostalgic past need wise, eager, and experienced youth to help transition now into the future well. This day marks a turning point in our lives. It is an end to your depending on us as teachers and guardians. Today marks the commencement of you becoming our colleagues, cohorts, citizens, and leaders. Seize this moment and prepare yourself for the challenges of decision-making, relationship building, and integration into the management of our civilization. Many of you will go away from here and create a life of your choosing. You'll depart into a less familiar plane of existence. Like a search query on Google, you will be able to freely ask yourself deep questions about who you are, what you want, where you'd like to go, and who you'd like to become. Be bold, daring, kind, and generous in how you answer those questions for yourself and others. You have unique advantages today that I didn't have 22 years ago. When I sat in your chair, bedecked in the ceremonial garments and flanked by a loving, supportive community of elders, I did not even imagine the possibility of being able to reach under my graduate robe to check my social media feeds. I couldn't have fathomed the notion of checking instantaneously the current weather for the impending graduation party. The ability to document this day with videos, photographs, selfies, texts, and streaming music from a single device would have been intriguing science fiction. That was merely 22 years ago. I'm sure some of you in this graduating class are itching to look at your device right now. Many of your parents have the same itch, maybe even grandma and grandpa. When this ceremony ends, the teachers that guided you through these halls and demanded your attention day in and day out will find themselves mindlessly sucked into their devices. The greatest opportunity and challenge we face as a human race is to harness our collective attention, using these technologies to make a better, more cohesive, and fair union. I can only guess, but can be pretty sure, that each of you in this graduating class have been feeding your minds with a connected device for most of your youth. You know nothing but the instantaneous feedback a device gives you. In the year 2000, we couldn't have taken seriously the question of online education and its impact on youth. Online was still in its infancy. Yet, you've been educating yourselves online for your entire life. The adults that raise and guide you have been just as online. COVID has forced us all to acknowledge the impact of online in fundamental ways. How to communicate, educate, relate, and assimilate with technology. This will only accelerate, and some of you in this class will be at the forefront of that innovation. If you're passionate about technology and are eager to be involved in creating new methods for utilizing tech, please remember the challenges of the last 2 years. Each of you have a unique perspective on what COVID forced us all to consider as a community of humans. Take the trials and tribulations you faced and put that experience to good use. Help us be better by focusing on ways to improve our technologies to better facilitate education, communication, and community. I believe this online connection is an advantage. Why? You can, if you choose, commence a relationship with technology that will accelerate your ability to learn, grow, and advance through life's many challenges in a far more nuanced way. Seize that advantage. Do not become hostage to the pitiful trivialities of your connected life. Habituate yourself to the accountability these devices offer, not the lazy manifestations of self-aggrandizing that the connected device can manifest. In any end, there is a beginning, a commencement. Today is as much a memorial service as it is a graduation. Today marks the death of your primary education. For many of you, it will be the death of living at home. For some, the death of calling the Iowa Great Lakes, Milford, Okoboji, Arnold's Park, home. It is a death for your parents as well. A major part of their responsibility comes to an end today. The breath of life that they imparted into this world is now being born into a new life. For this community, it is a death. Some of you are extraordinarily gifted and advanced in learning and achievement. You will go away and contribute mightily to the world. But you will not do that work here. You will go far away and achieve. This community loses you to another and says goodbye and good luck. For your teachers, it is the end of their responsibility for your care and education. The teachers here today that chose this vocation in part to guide you through this tumultuous and challenging leg of life's journey, say goodbye. For some of them and for you, it will be the last time you ever speak to or see each other. Look at each of your classmates, those graduating, those freshmen, sophomores, and juniors who've been tailing you all these years. This may be the last moment you have to see them and to acknowledge their participation in your journey. School is the first test of what it means to be a good citizen. How you've been in this school is a reflection of how you'll act in society. How you say goodbye today to Okoboji schools and all those gathered here to honor you indicates how you will begin your life as a liberated citizen of this country and of this world. I have seen this world. I have been to many countries and many great cities. I've seen the wonders of our planet has to bestow. I've participated in and enjoyed the fruits of high civilization and culture. I can assure you, Milford is still my home. This community and the glorious nature we live in here is the most beautiful of all the places I have been. Not because it is the most fun, the most beautiful, or the most engaging. It is beautiful because it is true, and it is here that the core of my being was nurtured. Some of you will leave to seek your place in this world. Some of you will stay here and build your life. Open your eyes, ears, hearts, and arms to the unique opportunities community has to offer. Be an active and engaged citizen. Where you see suffering, seek to alleviate it. Where you see destruction, seek to rebuild better. Where there is discord, find peace. In all you do, look up, down, and look around at the bounties Mother Nature has bestowed on you, and seek to honor her by conserving that bounty and participating in her majesty. Cherish Lady Liberty and strive as a citizen to protect her. My hope for you is that you will reflect on your time here as a stepping stone to spreading love into the world, as love was spread to you. Find those teachers, guardians, friends, and citizens in your midst that lifted you up, helped you in a time of need, and ushered you through this initial phase of the journey. Let them know what they've meant to you. If you're inclined and are comfortable, give them the gift of a hug. It may be the last chance you ever have to let them know what they've meant to you. Begin well by appreciating where you've come from. Be grateful